When the first generation of AirPods came out, I thought they looked like, little cigarettes hanging on your ears. And then I bought a pair, and I couldn't believe how good they sounded and how comfortable they were. And they were so convenient. Well, that was a few years ago, and we're now up to the fourth generation of AirPods, and they have so many crazy features. I love the active noise cancellation. It's actually pretty good. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the short setup process and explain a few of the more interesting features. If you're thinking about buying AirPods or just want to make sure you're getting the most out of your investment, then stick around. This video is for you. Hi, my name is Rich. I make simple videos on how to use your iPhone and iPad and occasionally an accessory like, the AirPods. And like my other videos, this one's going to be simple. I'm not going to cover the 50 things AirPods can do. Some other YouTuber can do that. But I do want to highlight how to get started using your AirPods in a few simple steps. And if you already own a pair of AirPods, there may be a thing or two in this video for you as well. I use my AirPods every day on my 4-mile morning walk. Listening to music or a podcast really brings me joy, and that's a good thing. So today I'm going to cover just three main things: AirPod controls and gestures and what they do, how to pair and unpair your AirPods to your iPhone, and then how to set up your AirPods to suit how you'd like to use them. And that's it. Okay, let's get started. Okay, the first thing I want to talk to you about is gestures or controls, how you actually control your AirPods. I actually have a pair of AirPods 1, and you can see that the stem on that is significantly different than the stem on the AirPods 4. So the AirPods 4 has a little short stem and the older AirPods have a longer stem. So if you have this AirPod, it's not going to do the same things that this AirPod will do. So just keep that in mind as we go through this video. I'm going to be working with AirPods 4, the new generation that just came out. So I thought about putting my AirPods in my ear and then just filming me pressing around and doing stuff with them. And a lot of YouTubers do that, but I can't always tell exactly what they're doing. So in this video, I'm just going to hold it below the camera and just show you what the gestures are and what the controls are on each AirPod. The AirPod controls four main things. You can control music with it, you can answer a telephone call with it, you can switch between noise cancellation modes, and then you can activate Siri. And those are the four main things you can control with the AirPod. So let's just start with music. If you have your AirPod in your ear, there's basically three main gestures. There's pressing once, pressing twice, and pressing and holding. If you want to listen to music and you have your music app up on your phone, you can press once to start the music. You can press once to stop the music. So if it's in your ear, you press once to start or you press once to stop. If you want to go to the next track in the music, you can press twice like this, and it'll skip to the next track. If you want to go back, you can actually press 3 times, like that. And that moves you around in the music app without having to fool around with your phone or your Apple Watch to do this. So 1 press starts, 1 press stops, 2 presses, skip to the next track. And that's basically how I use it. I rarely go back, but you can press 3 times if you want to go back. And that's how you use your AirPods to control music. The next thing is answering the phone. So if you're walking along or you have your AirPods in and you're listening to music and you get a phone call, you can press once to answer the phone call. It's that simple. But there is one feature that's unique to AirPods 4, and that's now head gestures. So if you have your AirPod in your ear like this and you receive a phone call, well, you could press it and answer the phone call. Or now you can just move your head like this to answer the phone call, like, yes, I want to answer. Or if you don't want to answer, you can shake your head no. Now to activate that though, you have to have Siri announce a phone call. So in other words, you're listening to music and Siri says, hey, you're getting a call. Then you can just shake your head like this or shake your head like this, and you don't have to take the call. But you have to set that up. So it's very simple. You go into Settings, you go to Siri, you go to announce calls, and then you make sure that you've chosen either headphones in car or headphones only. If you have CarPlay, it'll announce calls in your car. I just use it on headphones only. But once you do that, now you can use the gesture of just shaking your head yes or shaking your head no, and that's it. And that's pretty cool. You can also switch between noise cancellation mode, and I'm going to show you what those cancellation modes look like when we pair the AirPods to the phone in a minute. But the gesture to move between noise cancellation modes is simply to press and hold. So before you just pressed and let go, now you press and hold just a little bit longer, and it will move between the cancellation modes, and we'll cover that in a minute. And then lastly, you can activate Siri with it, and again, that's a press and hold, so you can just press and hold, and that can activate Siri. I know I just said you press and hold to activate noise cancellation. However, you actually have two AirPods, so you can set one for Siri and one for active noise cancellation, and I'll show you that in just a second too. So that's the main thing. You can control music, you can answer the phone, you can change cancellation modes, and you can activate Siri. So 4 things you can do. Pretty simple. Okay, the next thing I want to show you is just how to pair your AirPods. You just went to the Apple store, you bought them, you brought them home, and now you want to use them. So you get your iPhone, just open the case, and now you tap Connect, and it's connecting the AirPods. And you can go to the listening mode, press and hold on either AirPod to switch between noise cancellation, but we're going to skip all of that. And we're going to turn on personalized volume, which automatically adjusts the volume of whatever you're listening to in here. So we're going to turn that on. And then we're going to lower media volume when you start speaking, which is really handy. And we're going to turn on head gestures, which I just mentioned. So we're going to turn that on. And now we're done. And just like that, we've paired the AirPods to your iPhone. Now, if you want to unpair them, all you do is you go into Settings, you go to Bluetooth, and here they've called them Rich's AirPods number 3 because I have so many different AirPods. If I opened them back up, it would be connected. As you can see, AirPods number 3. I closed that down, but if you wanted to unpair them for some reason, you could just tap the little eye, and you could go down and tap on Forget This Device. I'm not going to do that, but that's how you unpair them. So simply pairing them, open up the case, hold it near your iPhone, go through the little setup questionnaire, finish that, and you're good to go. Or if you want to unpair them, go into Bluetooth and then just tap on Forget This Device. Pretty simple. Next thing I want to show you is just how to go into settings on your iPhone and then tweak how you use your AirPods. So if we go back into Rich's AirPods 3, which is the ones we've just connected, don't let that confuse you, it's number 3, but these are actually AirPods 4. You can tap on the little eye right there, and you can actually rename them. So we're going to do that. We're just going to call them Rich's AirPods 4. We'll click Done, and then we're going to go back. And so now we've got the name fixed. And here's noise control. You can turn noise control off. What that means is that when these are in your ears, like they are now for me, that you can hear anything that's going on outside. If you click on transparency, it will allow sounds in and keep a little bit of the sounds out. But maybe a car is coming by you, you'll suddenly hear the car coming, so it's not, the noise is not completely canceled. Adaptive mode will figure out where you are and let sounds in and keep sounds out based upon your environment. And then noise cancellation completely is where you turn it off and you don't really hear anything outside. It's just quiet, and whatever is playing on your AirPods is what you hear. So those are the various controls that you have. If you'll notice here, you've got a left AirPod and a right AirPod, and you can do different things with them. This is the left one. I usually use the left one for me for Siri. So if I want to just press and hold, I can bring up Siri. And now if I go back to the right AirPod, which is this one, I'm going to check that I can turn it off. Adaptive transparency or noise cancellation. So by pressing and holding, I can cycle through each one of these modes. I usually keep noise cancellation mode, and you'll know the difference when you're listening and you hear all of a sudden everything gets quiet and you just hear, you're in noise cancellation mode. So you can tap and hold and kind of work your way through, and after you get used to what the sounds are like, you'll know what mode you're in. But it takes a little bit of playing around to get used to that. And so you can set up answer call by pressing once. You can mute and unmute the call. I didn't mention that before, but I like to change that to press twice just so I don't confuse it and press once and something's not working. But I do like press once to answer the call, press once to end the call, and press twice to mute and unmute the call. That's how I set it up. For audio, I've got personalized volume turned on. That adjusts the volume of the media in response to your environment. So again, that's very helpful in the way, if you've got some loud things going on around you, it'll actually boost the sound of what you're listening to up a little bit. If it's real quiet where you are, the sound will come down. That's personal awareness. Conversation awareness, I put that on. This is so cool. So you're walking and your neighbor comes up and starts talking to you. Things will go silent and you'll be able to hear the conversation you have with your neighbor. You can hear yourself talking, you can hear them talking, and then once the conversation is over and you start walking again, the audio begins playing and it just picks up where you left off, and it's just great. I leave that on. Adaptive audio, you can choose how loud you want things to be. I just leave that on default. Personalized spatial audio, I'm not going to go into that. That's another really cool feature. The microphones, I do leave that on automatic. There's actually a microphone in here, so when you take a call, people can hear you speaking. I'd leave that on automatic. And then head gestures is sort of new for me, so I've left that turned on. So when I get a call, I can reach up here and press once to answer the call, or if I have my watch and it shows that it's somebody I don't want to talk to, because it'll come up on your watch or on your iPhone if you have it, and Siri will announce that you have a call, usually from who the person is. If they're in your contact list, you can just shake your head yes, or you can shake your head no, and it actually works. I've been playing with it. I can't believe it works, but it does, and that's pretty neat. Enable charging case sounds. That's this case. If you have this set up on Find My, which is really handy, and again, I won't go into this too long, but if you've misplaced your case, you can go into Find My and tap a sound, and this will start beeping, and you can actually find the case again. And that's in Find My Network. I leave that turned on. And that's it. And that's just really just a quick way to set up your AirPods and get using them right away. I love my AirPods, and my guess is you do too, or you will when you get a pair. You just can't go wrong with these things. Okay, that's it for today's tutorial. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.